Hey, you guys. Somebody was wanting to know how I did this in the table saw, and so I thought I'd make a little video about, first of all, the saw blade. This is a really sharp saw blade, and it's only 7¼ inches, but that's all I needed to make my cut my aluminum with. It's really thin, and notice the name brand on it. It says Diablo, I guess. And I found these at the lumber yard, and the guy said, "Man, this is a really sharp blade. Cut aluminum, iron, wood, whatever you want to cut, and it's sharper than the rest." So if you go to your lumber yard, try to get one like that. And I want to show you guys that. So anyway, because I tried a lot of blades, and none of them work very good. Friction blades, they suck. Sure, they cut the aluminum, but they leave a mess. It doesn't make a clean cut. So I wanted to show you guys that blade. That's one to get right there. You're gonna cut some aluminum. Anyway, I'll make a better video than this to show you guys how to do this, but I'm just gonna show you a few pointers for right now. And that's the first pointer you need. You need the right saw blade. So that Diablo or whatever, it's red. They had it up on the counter at the lumber yard where I went. I don't know. Salesman come there and got him to buy it from him. Anyway, he said they're super sharp. Man, they are. I want to tell you what's the one to get. Anyway, I want to show you something else. When you get your aluminum, find some place to hang this. Making videos at night's always difficult. I want this to have enough light. Okay. This has got the wrong angle on it. It's like that. I need my angle to go this way. So if I were going to use this, the first thing I do is cut this angle off. It's wrong. So it looks to me like I need to move this deal over here on this side and loosen this deal up, and you can see the markings on there. And there's a 45. Tighten that down. Okay, now see that? I got a little line on my table saw that kind of lines up with that deal. But anyway, I kind of follow that to start out with. So I want to cut it right there, see? So this is what I do. This may not be a good deal. You guys can try to watch it. I think I need to raise my blade up. I usually cut an inch and a half. This here is 2" and that blade didn't quite cut 2". I don't usually use this size, but it didn't quite cut through all the way right here. That's no big deal. A hacksaw can finish that off. But anyway, that's how I want my angles. See, these angles turn towards the inside. Now I would make one just the opposite of that. See, if my glass was, say, as long as this table saw, 19 inches, I would measure from right here where I made my first cut. You guys see that? Measure right here on this end, and I'd come down here, and we're saying my glass is 19 inches long, like this table saw. I'd make a red mark on this deal right here, like this. I'd put one right here, and then I'd make a mark that went like that, you know, where it angled in. So it'd be opposite of this one over here angling in. It'd kind of make a triangle, you know, if they were closer together. So I would have to, let's say I was going to make that next cut. I'm going to make it 19 inches long. I'd change my deal over here to the other side, loosen this off to make my opposite cut, and then I'd bring this over here and say I had it marked off 19 inches right here, and then I'd do a line on it like that, and then I'd push it through. And I'm not going to, because I don't have my glass out here, but I hope you guys get it. Both of those angles would turn in like that on both sides. You know what? This has got a junk piece end on it. I'm going to cut that off there, and because that's about all you could. I might cut it shorter later, but just for demonstration, I'm going to cut that off. It's all bent anyway. And safety glasses are a real good idea. I got some somewhere. Here they are. Because that stuff really will throw it in your eye. I don't know what was holding me up here, but it didn't want to push through. That blade is not long enough for this great big 2". But I usually use 1.5 inches, smaller size. But anyway, aluminum breaks pretty easy. I would use a hacksaw to finish this off. Probably. That'll probably just break right off. Alright. I can finish that up later with a grinder or something. But here's what both my ends look like. This is, the glass would sit right down on this, and then I'd have another one that went up against here. So my angles would angle in like that, see? This may be one of the worst videos I ever made, but I'll make another one. But the main thing I wanted you guys to see was that blade. That's what you need. Alright, you guys. I know it was a pretty shaky camera. Sorry. But I'm going to upload this. Thanks for watching.